From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good morning. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. My guest today, very funny man, talented comedian Sam Morril, who's going to be in Spokane October 24th through the 26th at the Spokane Comedy Club. You can also check out his new hour-long special streaming right now on Amazon Prime called You've Changed. Sam, how you doing?
I'm great.
Awesome. So I know you're coming to Spokane. You're going to have some new jokes because you just released your special in July. So where are you at in kind of that new hour building process?
It's not great. No, that's a bad pitch. It's pretty good. It's honestly, I just did Europe and they worked over there. So I mean, I think I got my stuff, you know.
So you're already finding some of the jokes that you're going to keep around?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Spokane's
right
perfect.
on.
It's, you know, I've been there before. I know what to expect. Like one show will suck and the other 4 will be killer. You know, when you get to a point as a comic with your hour that you tour enough that it's going well and you feel like a fraud because you're like, I'm killing, but they should kill. I've been running this through the mud. So, you know, I guess the point I'm getting at is you're never going to be happy because when the new stuff is not working, you're mad at yourself for not developing more quickly. And when the stuff is polished, you're like, well, it should be polished. This is the job. So you always feel like a fraud.
That seems like just a nice foundation to kind of live life with.
I think more people should have self-hatred.
Oh, that's a new take. You want to expand on that?
Not like a ton, but like a hint of self-hatred. You should. Why not feel a little bad about yourself? Everyone's so pleased with themselves on social media.
Well, everybody's a brand now. That's part of it.
Not me.
And you don't want to promote a bad brand.
I have this new idea for a brand. I just say boom a lot.
Boom.
I think it could take off. I just go boom.
Like a Mike Breen-esque bang?
No, I get like 2 kids involved, and then we argue over which is better between a double chunk chocolate cookie or a chicken bake. It's my idea. I just came up with it now.
That chicken bake Costco kid's doing pretty well, though.
They're doing well.
I'm a little concerned for him because you find that a lot on social media is that someone finds like their one viral clip and then they just quadruple down on that thing and that's all they do for their career.
Oh, it could be worse. He could have been at one of Diddy's parties.
I guess that's a.
I got this stuff.
Oh my God.
From Diddy's.
That's a glass half full, man.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're a big New York sports fan. You're a big Knicks fan. Are you also behind on the Mets?
I'm a Yankees fan, but I can't lie. This Mets team is awesome. It's contagious. Their personalities are great. The Edwin Diaz closer entrance, like, come on. It's like
when he comes out to the trumpets.
It's my nipples are like I feel it in my chest. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it.
Do you think the city of New York can handle a Subway Series World Series?
It could be bad for the city and bad for the country because I think the country will be disinterested because they're like, we don't care about New York. And then we are going to just be at each other's throats. Like just when the country's all divided with the election, now the city's going to be divided.
There's no hope anywhere.
Well, I'm worried because if the Mets win, they're never going to stop bragging. If the Yankees win, the Mets will never get over it. So it's like bad no matter what.
You got to think MLB wants Dodgers, Yankees.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
East Coast, West Coast. That's what I would like, too. I'm a big Dodgers fan from Southern California.
Oh, okay.
So I would like Dodgers, Yankees.
They're an incredible team. So, yeah, I mean, their lineup is stacked. We'll see.
Yeah. That'll be nice to see. Now, you also have your own whiskey, Bodega Cat. You want to talk a little bit about that? And where'd you get the name?
Just kicking around names with P. Diddy at a party a few years ago. And he was like, I'm thinking Bodega Cat. And I was like, that's good. And he's like, all my ideas are good. You should stay at the party later. And I was like, maybe I will. And that's, you know, it was just kicking stuff around.
Yeah.
But,
well, the whiskey helps, too.
Yeah. No, it's fun as hell having my own whiskey with Mark Norman. We came up with the whiskey. It's just about friendship. It's about you're with your friends. You want to have that one more drink. You know it's not healthy, but you know it's It's all love. That's what you should be drinking. Look, it's there for good times and bad times. I prefer to drink on good times. The bad times fuck with my mood. Sorry, I'm not supposed to curse here.
No, that's all right. We're not. We're over the internet right now, so it's not FCC regulated. So you can say whatever you want.
It fucks me up, dude. It fucks me up real bad. Am I? Yeah, I don't know. But I like the idea of having a drink with your friends when you're celebrating. That's like a really nice thing, and it's a nice thing. Just end of the night, have a little nightcap. I love a whiskey, so I've always been a big whiskey guy, and Mark and I have bonded over drinks. We talk about everything, and we want that for other people. You have your drink with your friends, or you have your drink with with just by yourself. As long as you're not abusing it, just have your drink at home, and enjoy it. Watch the game, watch a good movie. A movie with a nice scotch can be nice. Hang out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm behind you with that. So whiskey's your go-to. Do you do cocktails or just straight up?
Oh, I've been drinking. We had Boulevardiers on the pod today. I love whiskey cocktails. I love Manhattan's probably my number one. But yeah, I love Boulevardier.
Is that with Campari?
Campari. So.
Oh my God, Campari anything.
Campari and soda I'll do. I'll drink Campari off of man's nipples at a P. Diddy party. I don't care. I love Campari. Campari's my fave. Negronis are such a good drink. So you're just mixing, you're just substituting whiskey for gin there. But yeah, I love gin. I love vodka. I love, I love a classic like gin martini is killer. But
have you done the Miller High Life with like a half ounce of Campari?
I think they say to do with Aperol, right?
Oh, I've had it both ways.
That's the spaghetti. Yeah, I've had that. Sure.
Yeah.
Look, when you have a drinking podcast, you try every dumb trend, and some of them, that one's pretty good. I'm a big fan of even an Aperol Spritz. What the hell? Like, they're good for me at the game, so I don't get too fucked up. You don't want to be the dude at the game who is a complete train wreck, because I'm emotional enough about.
Yeah, when you're struggling to get back up the stairs on your sixth hot dog.
I'm also getting older, so when you get to that age when you're older than the players and you start yelling at them, I'm like, oh, I'm the dude I hate. So,
no, my wife and I are the same way. We'll see like a guy, he's 30 years old, just a veteran, journeyman, and you're like, oh man, he's 30. He's at the twilight of his career.
The word journeyman with 30 is rough, right? That's the journey. You're fucking younger than me. Yeah, that's the thing. These guys, I played in the MSG game last week for charity on the court.
Nice.
Yeah, nice until you run up and down that court. I'm playing on Jamal Crawford and Amari Stoudemire's team. Man, would you believe that Jamal Crawford's in better shape than I am? He's like 2 years removed from the NBA, and he's still unbelievable.
Can Stouty still get up and down the court?
What?
Can Stoudemire still get up and down the court?
Yeah, but
he's a big fella. That starts to be a disadvantage the older you get.
Exactly, and he was wearing like high top Air Force Ones, which I'm like, dude, you're not supposed to play in these, So I think he didn't really care, but some of the guys were taking it pretty seriously, and like Allen Houston still got it, Crawford still got it, but I'm like, I don't look great not next to those guys, but next to those guys. You're like, wow, you realize how good, and look, I already have a ton of respect for NBA players. I already know how good you have to be a pro athlete.
Right.
Work you have to put in, because I'm friends with a couple of basketball players, and it's on another level. Like, especially when the guys are like freak athletes there. Oh, there's like, oh, you're a freak amongst freaks. So
right, a guy like Giannis or something.
I mean, exactly.
Who like and same thing, we were talking about baseball, Ohtani, same way. Yeah, when you got Mookie Betts like fawning over you, who's also one of the best players in the game.
Also like an MVP. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's pretty cool though to be up close like to those guys, because they're so freaking good.
Yeah. Hey, are you for there's always been that idea of during the Olympics having a normal guy out there so you can compare? You think that works the same way for the NBA?
Just one random goon that the other team gets to pick.
One 5'10" white dude who played in JUCO.
Yeah, France should be like, you have to take that dumb comedian, and LeBron and Steph are like, oh fuck, this guy sucks. And I'm just the dude who's like yeah, I would just get exposed. They just like switch on to me. Wemby switches on to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't guard me 7'3", and I got bad shins, and I'm a comedian. I suck.
But maybe you and Bronny can go for sixth man of the year.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Just come with heart.
I don't know if that. I mean, look, I wish that kid the best, but like, I want. It's like being Frank Sinatra Jr. Like,
Right.
part of me is like, just do something else.
Change your name.
I mean, yeah, it's like the one time having that name does, and he really did make it easy on him. He's not just last name James; he's Bronny.
Yeah. So you're a nickname of your dad.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like being Frank Sinatra Jr., aside from just getting kidnapped, you just have to be Frank Sinatra Jr. now. So I would resent my dad on so many levels. I'm like, so I got kidnapped because of you, and now I have to, like, I don't have to, but clearly he felt the need to be a singer.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, well, not many dudes are going to be Sinatra. And then you're just not that good. All right, Pete. I'm not speaking very nice of him, but I mean, can you imagine? People would buy, and I guess in the arts it's different because it's like, and in basketball or sports, you kind of have to back it up, right? But
yeah, but there's also some genetics that come into play.
Yeah, but if you're in the arts, a lot of that Hollywood's all nepotism, you know.
What if your kids were like, "Hey, I want to do stand up and be Sam Morril Jr."
Well, I'm sure as hell I'm going to name him Sam Morril Jr. But I think I'd be like, I'm not going to help you. You got to do the work. I mean, my help is not actually going to help you. I think like if I of course your instinct's going to want to help them, but like,
yeah,
if you're just, I've seen those kids. I used to be on lineups with those kids when I was a young comic, and they got all the advantages over me because of their last name, and they always sucked. They always.
So you just had to outwork them.
Yeah, and some of them were dicks because I think when you kind of have stuff handed to you in the beginning of showbiz, they're just like, well, I'm going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
Not realizing that this is a 30 to 40 year career if you're lucky. So guess what? There's going to be ups and downs. Like, you should always be nice to people. They're too young, and they got too much too quickly to realize you have to be nice to people. And a lot of them just didn't do the work, so they're just not that good.
And then you run into some adversity, and suddenly, for the first time in your life.
Yeah, well, they also just didn't. I'm sure they had adversity, but not in stand-up. They didn't have adversity. And,
Sure.
And when I saw them, a lot of them just weren't good at comedy. Like, it's like, oh, you just picked this because you thought this would be a good. Maybe they loved it, but they didn't put in the work like they loved it. You know.
Sure. Well, I know you put in the work, certainly, because you're a very funny man, and we'll transition that into a plug for you coming to Spokane next weekend, October 24th through the 26th at the Spokane Comedy Club. Sam, anything else you want to add before I let you go? Sorry for prompting that question as you were taking a sip of water.
Spokane, going to be great. It's going to be like a Diddy party without the illegal activity.
So just a party.
Just a party. The fun and no guilt.
All right, Sam Morril, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks, dude.
And if you missed some of that interview, you can watch the whole thing on our website, kxly.com. Coming up, we have a couple live updates throughout the day in our newscast, 4 News Now at 5 and 6. But for now in studio, I'm Rob King for 4 News Now.